You're stalling. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I said I was ready.
Okay, we're rolling. Hey everyone, welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Nicolaou as always, and I'm back in what I call the Bandam headquarters. I'm not in my sister's salon today. Today I've got Temira in the chair with the barber. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. How out of 10, how happy are you to be here? There's only one right answer.
11.
That's good enough. That's good enough. All right, we're glancing over certain things.
You wasn't supposed to.
I didn't say any. I did not say anything. They don't know what I'm glancing over.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump in the deep end, and then we're gonna lighten the mood on the way out.
Okay, go on, hit me with it.
Because I prefer to go into the deep end first because I'd rather end on a happier note. Is that cool? Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're worrying me.
No. So you told me before that you seem to have a love-hate relationship with social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Right. I feel like social media is the devil / the greatest thing
Ever, yeah.
not ever, but it's good. I get it when people are stressed out about it and it bothers people, but I feel like I know how to deal with social media properly. I think that if you kind of invest all your thoughts and you seek validation from it and all that kind of stuff, social media, if you're not careful, can kick your ass, and I think it's kicking a lot of people's asses. What do you think about that?
It's about, I don't know, like I feel like it's not necessarily social media. I think that you do kind of have to be mentally strong to be on social media.
Yeah.
Because I think the main thing is now this whole comparing your life to everybody else's, and that's only because we can see so much more now. We can see what everyone is doing. If you think about before social media, you didn't know what anyone was up to. Like, it was only if you saw them, and now people can consistently put out a certain image or a certain lifestyle, and you could be sitting at home and your life's not going that great, and then you see Amy down the road posting how she's in Dubai and just getting all these free clothes and just all these things for not really doing much. And it's like, naturally you're gonna feel like, oh, what am I doing in life? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I get you, but I think everybody's personal circumstances are so different, and I know people that look like they're doing really well on social media. And
I mean, we all know people,
and they're they're going through a hard time.
But is that necessarily wrong in the sense of you, in the same respect, people don't actually want to see, like, if I was to actually post what I've actually looked like and how I've actually felt over the past couple of months, people wouldn't want to see that.
No, I'm not saying you should post that, but what I'm saying is when you're sitting at home feeling bad about yourself and you see Amy down the road in Dubai, obviously that's what she's going to show. She's going to show the good bits, but it doesn't mean that every day is a good day for her. But I think a lot of the time people are like being really self-critical about themselves. That didn't make sense. You know what I meant.
No, I get what you mean. You can't really compare. You can't compare because you have no idea, like, what that person's life is actually like, what they're actually going through. You're just seeing a picture of them having a good time.
Yeah, because everybody knows themselves better than they know everybody else. So you know every second of your day. You don't know every second of Amy's day. Do you know what I mean? So that might have been the only second Amy was having the best time ever.
But it's not even just that. I think that social media has made everyone so critical of themselves and everyone else, like, and it's almost as if there's no boundaries now. Like, people can comment, like, I think I saw the other day, like, Molly May, who was in Love Island.
Oh yeah.
This girl cannot do anything she does, like, people are trolling her. And I think,
Like for what?
like, I think that obviously people formed whatever opinion of her.
She was the blonde one with the boxer.
With Tommy, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But then it's like, she's not on Love Island anymore. She's just a normal person.
Yeah.
And it's like, everything she does comes under scrutiny. Like, more recently it was like, you know, the seasoned less food that she... Did you see this?
No, I don't follow celebrities. This is one of the things why I feel like social media doesn't kick my ass, because I don't follow celebrities. Unless I have a genuine interest in somebody, I don't follow them.
Depends what you class as a celebrity.
But I mean, anybody that, if they've been on the TV.
No, not necessarily, because Molly, so she has something K followers because she was on Love Island, but then also Amy down the road has got the same amount of followers.
But obviously, like, Molly May can be on a game show now because she's classed as a celebrity, even though she's
pathetic.
She's a Z-lister, but anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. So basically, right. Tommy had been training or whatever.
Okay.
And she'd cooked him. Nice romantic gesture. She had a meal cooked for him when he got home, and Tommy, bless him, Snapchatted it, and.
Was he impressed?
Yeah, he was. It's so cute, really, because he was over the moon with this dead meal. But it was like a dry chicken breast with no seasoning.
Yeah.
And like vegetables, and I think it was like boiled potatoes.
Okay.
Now, Tommy's defence is, I'm an athlete, so and he said he's an athlete and he doesn't actually like seasoning, which is bizarre to me. But so he's saying like that food was perfect for him.
Okay.
But to everybody else watching, honestly, the amount of memes, everything, she proper trolled for this food, when all she did was cook her boyfriend a nice meal for when he got home from training.
Yeah, I get it. My argument towards it is, if you want to get into the limelight, if you want to get on TV, I'm not saying it's right, but what I'm saying is you better be prepared for it, because that's what's happening. Like, most celebrities will get grilled for anything by somebody, because with social media, like, I could follow you without liking you. I don't need to like you. I don't have to be your fan to follow you. I don't even have...
See, I don't get that.
No, I don't get it either, but what I'm saying is, I don't even have to follow you. If you're a celebrity, obviously if people are private, it's different. But if you've got...
if it's open, like, it's open season, is what you're saying.
I don't need to follow you to post a comment or to send you a DM or anything. So where you're going to think, you're only going to follow me if you like me. But people might not. And there's some people that just want to troll because they've got nothing better to do. So you have to be...
I don't think it's because they've got nothing better to do. There's something wrong with you if all you do is sit at home.
It makes them feel better.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, but
you
obviously...
need to go to therapy.
But obviously, like... I'm too busy. Even if I wanted to troll somebody, I'm too busy to sit there trolling people. Do you know what I mean? If I've got loads of free time, like, if people had busy lives, then they probably wouldn't do that as much.
These people probably do go to work.
Yeah, I'm sure they...
things. That's what baffles me, and I just think, why?
But
because people say some really awful things, and like, bring it back to Molly, like, everything she does, she proper gets trolled. Like, even she was on holiday and people were trolling her about how she looked in a bikini. And it's like, I think you do have to have a certain level of thick skin to be
of course.
In that type of position, because you would crumble.
Of course, but do they have to read the comments?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily really... Okay, think about it on your Insta. To be fair, I don't know what it's like to have that many
comments.
I don't
so
either. They're not going to read all of them. They probably don't see... like, if someone commented on yours, if you had your notifications on where you could see the comments, you'd probably see them. But they have that many comments that they can't possibly. The only way they would see them type of things is if they sat there and read them.
Yeah.
But you really telling me that you wouldn't maybe sit there?
Yeah, I guess I would. But I think for me, I've got thick skin. I don't really. There is an art to not giving a shit, and I wouldn't say I've mastered it, but I think I'm doing well.
It's very hard.
I think I'm doing well, but if you aren't doing well with that, you shouldn't be in that type of limelight. You shouldn't put yourself in that position. Or you get trolled on. Let's say for her example, obviously, you know, common people get grief on Instagram as well. But if you for the sake of her being the subject, that she's got to take trolling and abuse and all this kind of stuff, and her lifestyle that she's got now,
and weigh it up. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you get.
Does it matter?
You get bullied on Instagram, but you don't have to do a 9 to 5, and you're living a nice lifestyle. So.
I don't know. I do agree, but at the same time, I just think.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm just saying, like, you've got to be prepared for it.
They should have, like, social media training.
Yeah, I don't think it's social media training. I think it's you need to build a certain level of inner confidence, self-esteem. If you're insecure, everybody's got insecurities, but if you're insecure, highly insecure, social media will rip you to shreds. I feel like I'm not insinuating that I don't have flaws, but my self-esteem is high enough that if someone did give me shit, it wouldn't bother me anyway.
At all?
No, I'm not saying at all, but it wouldn't bother me enough to ruin my day or make me, you know, feel some type of way which is gonna, like, impact the rest of my week or my life or whatever, because I'll just brush it off and keep going. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's social media training. I think it's like a self-esteem issue.
And learning just to not give a shit.
Yeah.
You have to, like, have a pecking order for what you can give a shit about, and somebody writing nonsense on social media can't be very high.
Yeah, but I think that if you had high self-esteem, that the things that you give a shit about would lessen straight away. Do you know what I mean?
I think it comes with age as well, though. The older you get.
You'd think that, but then there's older people that will still crumble over it. Younger people more, but older people aren't exempt from feeling shit because...
No, but I just think that, I mean, if you look at older people, even if you look at older people's, you can tell who's an older person on social media, like the way they conduct themselves is completely different.
What way we're talking old? Like old in mind or actual old?
Older in age, because it's like you have less time. It's not a priority. Social media is not a priority.
Yeah.
That is like a younger generation.
Yeah.
That is, you know, so prominent in everything. That is how people make money. It's some people go to it for counselling, like they use it for everything, lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a point of reference for everything if you think about it. For younger people, like their whole lives are lived on social media.
Yeah.
Whereas older people, I mean, when I was like 19, 20, we had Facebook, and even then.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
we knew life before social media, which is what I think you're getting at.
Yeah, so it's like, we know it's not the be all and end all, but that is all they know.
Yeah, so it's harder for them for sure. But I don't know. I think as I'm not a parent, but I think as parents, when you're gonna let your kids out into the jungle of social media,
Never.
I think, well, you're saying never. It's gonna happen, isn't it? But I think parents probably do need to give their kids a little sit down and
But they have
explain.
talks on it now. Like, my daughter's only in year 2,
How old?
so she's 6.
Okay.
And they have talks now in school about...
In school?
Yeah, about being safe online.
Okay. Yeah, but they don't... They don't use, like, social networks, do they?
Yeah, some kids do. Like, there's... Year 5, how old is year 5? It's probably, like, 9 or 10.
Okay.
And, like, this girl at my daughter's school, and, like, they have to go put their phones in at reception, and like, they have iPhones, they have social media accounts, they have all sorts at that age.
Yeah. Obviously, it's going to happen, but I just think, like... I think training your kid for social media is as important now as training your kid to not talk to strangers when they go outside and look both ways.
Because they're talking to strangers on social media.
Yeah, well, yeah. But obviously that whole thing of when people say bad things to you, it doesn't mean it's true. It's just their shitty opinion.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. It's about making them mentally stronger.
Yeah. And I think if you prepare them for what's going to come, they're not going to be so surprised when it happens. Like if they thought, because kids see adults on social media and they think it's all sunshine and rainbows because kids are naive, they don't know any better. And then they think, oh, I want to get Instagram because it's all sunshine and rainbows. And then they get on Instagram and someone says that they're ugly, and then they're like, oh, I didn't know this happens.
Oh crap, I'm ugly.
I didn't know this happens on social. But if you warned them, she'd be like, oh, this is
or
what...
can't we raise children to not be vile human beings that sit online and troll people?
Yeah, but it's easier to tell your daughter what to expect than you to expect everyone to raise their kids correctly.
See, but that's where it's wrong. Like, so we should prepare our children for that instead of raising them to not be those people that are trolling online. So you're raising them to defend themselves against something that shouldn't be happening anyway.
Yeah, okay, let's put it like this, because I train martial arts as self-defense. You could say you shouldn't need to learn self-defense, people should just raise people to not be violent, and they should, and I agree with it, but I'm not going to sit and wait for people to not be violent for me to not have to train how to defend myself.
Yeah.
Because you've only got control over yourself and your child to an extent. You can't control James's little bastard son. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't do that. So if James is raising his kid bad, you don't have control of that. So you have to have control over raising your daughter to be aware of these problems.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if she never has to defend herself, whether it be, you know, physically or online or whatever, if she never has to do that, fine. But as long as they're prepared, it's better than not knowing and then they get a punch in the face. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just such a shame, though.
Yeah, of course, but it's life, isn't it? And I think life, to me, I see a lot of people that are going through hard times, and it's not to say that I've never felt as good as I feel now ever. Like I'm at my peak in terms of like emotion and happiness and everything. I'm at the complete peak. Not to say it's not going to get better, but it hasn't always been like this. But when I see people getting beat up by life, and it's a shame, and I feel for them. But for me now, on the incline, I think life is fun and it's interesting. But it's only fun and interesting for me because I'm secure enough in myself and I'm confident enough in myself that I'm not going to let things from, you know, something that flies past me destroy me. Do you know what I mean? If someone says that I'm a prick on social media, all right, Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to let it ruin my day. If someone says that they hate my podcast.
But that's because you're at the peak.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if I'm at the peak because I've worked on myself and got myself to this point. I didn't wake up here. Do you know what I mean? I think that if you can build yourself up and you can build your confidence up and your self-esteem and your insecurities, little things like someone saying to me that they don't like my podcast isn't going to ruin my day. But if I wasn't at my peak, it probably could have.
That's what I mean. So basically, if you're not mentally healthy, then really you shouldn't be on social media.
No. Yeah. I don't think so. Again,
it's hard because I've not been very secretive about my struggles with depression and anxiety, and sometimes when things have been bad, being on social media has made it feel worse, but then in other times it has helped me.
Okay.
And like sharing things and like talking to other people,
that's good.
Yeah, has really helped me.
That's good. I just what I was saying before about not being on there if you're not mentally strong enough is only because if you do get grief or you do see people enjoying themselves, it does impact
you in a different way. Yeah.
So I'm not saying for my sake, I'm saying like if when people complain and say, "Oh, social media is fucking me up" or whatever, I just say, "Well,
don't be on it.
Don't be on it." But if you can handle it and it does make you feel better, then enjoy it. You know, but there's people that are addicted to it and it's ruining their lives, but they can't get away.
How do you be addicted to social media?
Just fucking keep scrolling and looking at people's profiles that you don't even know, and do you know what I mean? Like, did you do that?
Me?
Yeah.
Look at profiles of people I don't know?
Yeah, or like someone I don't know that you're not cool with and you're just...
Oh, if it's someone that...
You'll pre?
Nah, I don't pre on people. Because I just don't want to know.
Okay.
If I... And that's why I started fresh on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because if something doesn't sit right with me, or I feel like the message you're putting out is not beneficial to me, it's detrimental, or anything like that, or if I'm offended by something or anything like that, I just won't look at it and I won't follow you.
Yeah, good.
I don't understand people who follow and then comment horrible things, or like I've had people message me on fake profiles and things like that, and I just think weird. It's quite laborious to set up an email and set up a new Instagram profile just to go out your way to message somebody some bullshit, somebody you don't even know.
I don't know whether it's because I keep away from drama, and not to say that you look for drama, but what I'm saying is like if you end up in drama, I don't know if it's that, or I don't know if it's just a girl thing. I've never heard of guys having this problem. I've never had it. Like someone... What, guys don't have like the problem of like trolling or... Someone making a fake account and trying to give me aggro.
It's a very female thing to do.
Yeah,
I do agree with that. Because it's quite meticulous, the thought process behind it, isn't it? Like, ooh, I'm going to set up a fake profile.
I don't think guys have got the energy. Not to say that they wouldn't.
I just don't think guys give a shit. You don't care on that level, do you?
If I wanted to give someone aggro,
you just do it off your profile.
I'd prefer to do it off my profile.
Yeah.
Whereas I think girls like to attack you from behind type of... Yeah.
Yeah, because I do want to fly the flag for girls, but that is quite a bitchy female thing to do.
Do you think that... So a few things that I feel are the reasons why Instagram doesn't upset me is I don't follow egotistic celebs. A lot of people, a weird amount of people in the world are obsessed with celebrity culture, and it fucking baffles my brain.
I don't idolise any single celebrity. There's not any celebrity that I'm obsessed with or would weird? Follow. I don't know if I find it weird. Like the obsession. Like, okay, say for instance, fans of Beyonce and Rihanna are a whole different level. Like they, you know, they're called the Beehive for Beyonce. Like they have a name.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
if anything happens to Beyonce or anyone does anything in the name of Beyonce, like you will have an army of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who
That's
will
weird.
talk shit. And I just think, huh?
Yeah, I think it's weird as well. Like I remember, I was driving and the radio came on, and was it Cheryl Cole? Did she have twins or something? And they're like, oh, Cheryl's had her child or
Who
kids.
cares?
And I was like, yeah, as if you've.
I didn't know she was pregnant.
No, this was a while ago, but I'm just
Okay.
saying like that just came to my head, and I was like, as if that's big enough news for you to put. And then like I'll see girls repost a celebrity story of like that. It might be Kim Kardashian's baby or Kylie Jenner's baby, and they're obsessing over these kids. And it's like, oh, fucking get a grip. Can you just...
I don't understand that either, because as I said, I don't idolize any celebrities. Like you're just a normal person
Yeah,
to me.
yeah,
If I saw you, I wouldn't give you the satisfaction
yeah.
of
yeah.
making a big deal,
Yeah, yeah.
because
But I think that's what ruins a lot of people mentally, is they follow celebs. Like, this is what there's quite a lot of guys doing. It winds me up. There's a lot of guys that will pretty much jerk off guys like Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and these guys are just flashing their riches. Floyd Mayweather takes a picture with millions of dollars in front of him, or his $18 million watch, and then guys are like, oh, look at him, he's sick, this and this, and that's fine, you think whatever, but then they turn it off, and then subconsciously they feel inadequate because they don't have what he has. And I was like, why did you do it to yourself?
and that's like people who try to live those type of lifestyles, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, like
you
that
know,
that stuff doesn't matter to me.
It's this materialistic image that
Yeah,
is forced
but
down
then
our throats.
but then these
everything.
celebrities are purposely doing it to make you feel that way.
Do you think?
Yeah, like Floyd Mayweather, the most arrogant man in the fucking world. He's going to tell you about watch after watch, Bugatti after Bugatti. Like, we get it. You're rich. You've got nice things, expensive things, okay. But they're doing it to brag. Like, I know people that have got money and got materials that don't brag.
But
They've
that's
got it
because
for
they're
them.
secure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but if you're flashing it, think what's the motivation behind you flashing something? It's to show someone you've got it. Do you know what I mean?
It's an ego thing,
Yeah,
though, isn't it?
and guys like Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor are egomaniacs. Kim Kardashian, egomaniac.
Do you think she's an egomaniac?
Of course. The whole life is... She made a sex tape. That...
Do you know what?
She acted like she didn't know it was going to get leaked, but she did. Like,
I have to say, you do have to respect Kim Kardashian's business ethic.
yeah, I respect Mayweather and McGregor with their business and their skills as athletes. And I'm not talking business, but I'm talking as people. They're egomaniacs.
Yeah. But then I just also think, do you know what you're going to be like if you had all of that money?
So I was discussing this in the barbershop. I feel like if you won the lottery, you were an everyday person, and then you won the lottery and you became a wanker, you were always a wanker. It's just nothing brought it out of you.
Yeah.
I know I've got a customer who may be the richest man I'll ever meet. I'm talking hundreds of millions, right? And this guy, he sits in the shop, nobody knows. Nobody has any... He's got no reason to flash anything. I questioned him because he turned up in an Aston Martin. But that's his like car, but he's not...
That's just his...
Yeah.
My Vauxhall Corsa.
Yeah. But he's not bragging. He doesn't brag. You don't... Just because you've got it, like... He's not a bad person. He would have been the same nice guy with or without money.
How did you earn that money?
Through business. I think if
It's
I'm
this fast money though, isn't it? If you
no,
think of people like not him.
oh right,
People like who are egotistical, like Floyd Mayweather, and all, their job is not stable. If Floyd doesn't fight, he doesn't get money.
Back.
He probably does now because he's a brand.
Yeah, but he's been rich for more like, and I was talking about this. There's a lot of rappers that are 90s rappers, for example. They'll make a music. They'll still be acting like they're from the slums. You were from the slums, but you've been rich longer than you were poor. But they're acting like it's a new thing, like they just got it. You've been rich for ages. Do you know what I mean?
You've been rich for ages.
Like,
get over it.
Like, yeah, that's basically my point. Yeah, I personally feel like if it's not as inspiring you to do better, don't follow it.
Yeah, I've realised that. Like, it's even, I don't know, it's hard. Like, because I'll just follow things that I like to look at. But then I realised it comes back down to your mindset again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's like most girls follow most pretty girls.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So we follow all these good-looking girls, and I can't lie. Like, sometimes I'll look at them and be like, oh God, why is her body like that?
Yeah.
But then it's like, but I don't sit at home and cry because my body's not like that.
No.
It doesn't, ruin my day. But then I think, okay, stop like looking at her like that. Like,
yeah.
I think we put people on a pedestal.
Yeah.
But you have no idea. It's like you have no idea how that person really feels about themselves, what they look like outside of that picture, what they look like without all that makeup and all the filters and all the right angles. And the surgery. Because we can sell dreams with angles. It's a real thing.
Guys know about that. I don't get it how girls obsess over other girls. Like, girls will be looking at this MUA and that MUA and this model and Kylie Jenner and all, and it's like, you may not think it's ruining your day, but when you see attractive girl after attractive girl in this destination and that destination, it does psychologically, subconsciously, it fucks with you.
I think it's like, it just comes down to body image, doesn't it? Like,
what, you don't think the face has got anything to do with it?
What do you mean?
Like,
no, that doesn't mean the whole thing. So it's like, Kylie Jenner didn't always look like Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, this is what pisses me off even more when people obsess over it.
Please, I know we all remember what Kylie Jenner looked like.
It's only a Google search away. And Jesus Christ, if you see it, you're like...
But, she was young. I mean, okay, the lips obviously have been done.
Everything's been done.
Do you think?
Well, yeah.
I don't know, like,
I've seen I saw the before picture maybe a week ago. I'm well aware that's she basically, do you know what she did? Like, her family basically took her, put her in the bin and made a new one. That's what they did. And that's actually quite disrespectful to her, because they were like, do you know what? You're not going to get successful if you look like that, so we're going to change you.
But that's the world we live in.
Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying is, don't obsess over looking like Kylie Jenner when Kylie Jenner doesn't even look like Kylie Jenner.
But this is what people aren't separating, isn't it? Like, it's also like this whole, there's an app called Facetune.
What does that do?
Something like that. And I think they can like actually like manipulate how their body... Okay, say for instance, Letitia Grace.
Don't know her. I told you I don't follow celebrities. I don't know.
Okay, it was this girl.
Peng or no?
She's Peng now.
Okay.
So she was on this show called The Valleys, and
American?
No, she's Welsh. She's from Cardiff.
Oh.
Anyway, it was this program, bit like Geordie Shore.
Okay.
Then they're like trashy, and all they do is like get pissed and whatever. And she was on that show. If you look at what she looked like on that show to what she looks like now, mate,
I believe it.
Completely different.
I believe it.
And it's like, I think they become obsessed with it, because it's like, if you can go to a doctor and you've got that money and you can say, oh, suck all the fat out my stomach, put it in my ass, give me some breast implants. And now all of a sudden, I've got this body shape that everybody wants.
Yeah.
And all guys lust after. So don't look at me like that, because you guys sit there and about it.
I ain't going to deny it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
But it's unrecognisable what she looks like now compared to what she looks like then. And I'm taking it she's happy with how she looks now. Yeah. And who are we to judge if she's got the means to improve what she's not happy with and make it something else? But I just find that all girls are just starting to look the same. They
of course.
Like, we all look like that. We like.
Everyone's aspiring to as like you kind of after the same goals.
It has to be a tiny waist, big boobs, big bum.
Yeah.
Lace front weaves.
Yeah.
Eyelashes.
Yeah.
Lips done. All this thing, and it's like.
But if you didn't follow all these girls that you don't know, you wouldn't think like that. Do you know this?
Yeah, but I don't want to go and get all that work done. But I'm also not naive to know that if you put me next to someone who's had all of these enhancements, this person is technically going to be classed as the most attractive person.
Yeah, okay, but then it all comes down to personal preference as well. Do you know how many guys... And
here comes
and no. And again, I can tell you about what guys say because I'm a barber and I speak to guys all. Do you know how many guys don't rate a lot of the stuff girls do to themselves, like girls may think they do? Like, yeah, girls are doing it for themselves, partially, but partially they're doing it to impress and attract men as well. Am I right or wrong?
So you're saying that women get all this work done to please men?
Not only to please men, but part of it.
A big factor.
Whether it's a big factor or a small factor, it's a factor.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Men
but
run the
like,
world.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, it's personal preference. Like, if you're happy with yourself and you find a man that you're happy with and he's happy with you, you could delete social media. You don't give a shit about what anybody else thinks of you. You're happy in your relationship, right? Mm-hmm.
We'll come back to that point though.
Okay.
Because why do we necessarily have to delete social media?
No, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you do. But what I'm saying is.
That's another topic.
What I'm saying is, when you're saying that you next to a girl that's had a lot of work done.
Yeah.
But
I just mean the general ideal now, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, but again, if you're confident with yourself and you're happy with yourself, why does it matter? Like I've come to terms with the fact that I'm never going to be absolutely physically jacked and I'm not 6 foot tall and this and that. like for example, there's the memes all the time about guys under 6 foot, this and that. To me,
would you go out with a girl that's taller than you?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't. That wasn't what I'd normally go for. But not to say I wouldn't. But like short guys again get trashed on social media. I'm 5'6", yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, but
you don't feel that much shorter than me.
But mentally, I'm 6'5".
Cool.
Right. If I was insecure about my height, those memes would upset me.
Yeah.
And there's guys.
It goes back to what we're saying, though, isn't it? It's about how
but this
you
is
feel mentally.
This is the thing. So there's guys that are taller than me that feel like they're short.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm short because it doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you just focus on yourself, and I'm happy with myself, so the height and the fact that I don't have enormous arms and a massive chest and this and that stuff doesn't bother me because I'm content. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And there's guys that are tall and they have got great bodies.
It's perspective.
That are insecure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One girl I know an attractive girl I noticed a while back on Instagram. She kept posting memes all the time, really funny memes. And I was like, why do you keep posting memes for? Like, it's funny, but it got to a point where it was like a meme obsession. And then she
Who
said,
isn't obsessed with memes?
no. But she said to me, she was like, I realised that a lot of these accounts I was following were making me unhappy. So I unfollowed them and started following things that made me happy. And I was like,
exactly.
she sussed it out.
Like when I started my new account, I come across all the same like Insta famous or Insta model girls that I followed before, and I thought, I mean, I don't even need to follow you, do I? Because you're going to be on my explore page anyway.
Yeah.
If I wanted to like look at your outfit, it's going to pop up there anyway.
Yeah.
I don't need to constantly look at you, and it's not that I would look at girls and feel insecure,
Right.
but you would appreciate these girls, and you'd be like, oh, my stomach's not as flat as that, or
Yeah.
do you get what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you just it's natural. Like, I'm 80% happy with myself.
Okay.
But if I had the means, I wouldn't go and get a load of surgery
Okay.
because it's just not me.
Good.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to look like all those other girls.
Yeah.
But I would. It's natural, I guess, for the comparison. But it's just not letting it consume you and not being unhappy because you don't look like that person, because that person doesn't look like that person without all those things.
I'm not saying that I don't compare myself with other guys, but I'm just, like you said,
Not insecure about it.
I'm just not letting it consume me. It is what it is. And you've got to understand as well, there's certain things about you that you'll never be able to change. I'll never be able to get taller. So
Your
am I
genes
gonna
as well,
Yeah.
I wasn't born with big childbearing hips.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna suddenly get them.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Exactly. So there's certain things that I think people will beat themselves up over, and it's something that you'll never change. Am I gonna be phased that I'm not 6 foot? I can't be 6 foot. So if I give myself an insecurity that I'm not tall, it's not doing me any favors, is it?
Yeah.
An interesting point you said to me was there's a toxic side to the self-love mantra. What's the self-love mantra?
I just meant like, I'm all for loving yourself and, you know, self-love and all these things. However, you do have to have accountability.
Yeah.
So no one is perfect, and we all have room for self-improvement. And I think it gets toxic when it's like, because we're taught, oh, you know, you need to have self-love, you need to love yourself, you need to know your worth, that like a bag of trash is going to be like, oh, I know my worth, I love myself, but you're a bag of trash. Like, if I'm not saying anyone's a bag of trash. Again,
that comes down to personal perception.
No, it doesn't. In the sense of,
if you're a horrible person, is that what you're saying?
There's a line where it becomes ego.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to preach this message online, and all these people are going to listen to me. And then you start to live this self-fulfilling prophecy that you're this amazing person when you still have things you need to work on. It's not enough to just say, I love myself, I know my worth.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing about that?
I think there's self-love, but you've got to be humble as well. There's nothing more off-putting than arrogance.
I agree.
And I think sometimes people, for example, want to raise their kids like, you're the shit, you know what I mean? You're the most beautiful human in the world, this and that. And it's nice to boost their confidence, but if you don't know how to balance it out, they're going to be arrogant. Whether they're beautiful or not is irrelevant. They're just going to be arrogant, and people aren't going to like them. So I think being humble is definitely a key.
It's just, I just sometimes feel like there's a lot. Say, for instance, on social media, preach, like a lot of preaching to everybody how you should be. Sometimes I'll go look at things, I'll be like, stop telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Who told you that you had all the answers?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for sharing. Like, I like to share experiences that I've had or things that I found that have worked for me that may help you. I'm not saying it's the answer. I'm not saying it's going to help you. It may help you. That's why I'm sharing it. Because when people have shared things that I've taken on board, it has helped me. But it's when it becomes a message of, I know I have all this knowledge and I know the right way to live your life like this. It's like, well, no, like none of us have the definitive list of how to live your life.
I think, like for me, I might, for example, with what we were talking about before, with feeling better about social media, and I'll say, don't follow people that make you unhappy. I'm telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do because if it's making you unhappy, and I know that that's what's making you unhappy, I'm going to tell you what to do. Do you know what I mean? Because I know, because I don't do that, I'm not unhappy. Do you know what I mean? I think if you feel like you genuinely have an answer to a problem, you can put it out there.
Yes, but
do what you want with it. If you don't want to take it, then don't take it. I don't give a shit. But it's one of them things. I'll put it out there. And
are you doing that to be helpful, or are you doing that because your ego says that you've decided that this is the right way to do it, and I'm going to tell you that this is what you should do, and if you're not going to do it, then you're going to be unhappy, and I don't give a shit.
I'm not gonna trash you if you don't do it. I'm just
see, that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. You know, people that are like, everything you see is through your perspective and your life experience. Our life experience is not the same. So I just feel like sometimes social media becomes one of those, it's like a battleground sometimes, like, and you have to maneuver what's real, what's fake, what's someone's ego talking.
Somebody's opinion.
You're constantly being
someone says this and someone else says that.
All these different messages, and it's like, oh God, give me a break.
But again, I think it comes back to how much do you give a shit?
No, but well, this is the thing, isn't it?
Did you? Was it an advert? Back in the day, there was this advert. I can't even remember what the advert was about, but there was a guy with headphones and they were fingers like this, and he was wearing them to not listen to his wife. And do you know what I mean?
What was it an advert for?
I can't remember. But anyway, I just feel like sometimes I kind of live my life like that guy.
Your fingers enough.
I'm listening, but I'm not paying attention. I can hear, but I'm not listening. Kind of.
Because you're mentally strong.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of
doesn't penetrate you.
Yeah.
It just bounces off.
Yeah. And I think if I could tell anybody to do anything, my personal opinion of how to be happier is just work on building up your self-esteem.
I just think that people need to just honour your own journey. Like, maybe you've reached this point in your life, and that's admirable. Yeah. It may take the next person another 10 years to reach that point. It doesn't matter when you reach it.
Oh, no, of course.
It just matters that you follow what's true to you, your journey, and stop buying into everything somebody tells you to do online. Yeah. Or stop buying into somebody's lifestyle online. Yeah. Because
but some people, you're saying it might take someone 10 years, but some people are going 10 years backwards.
But who are you to?
No, I'm not. Exactly. But what I'm saying is, if you feel like someone is self-destructing,
you can't intervene with that.
You can suggest.
You can suggest.
I'm not saying write in their public comments, do this and do that.
You need to yeah. No, but that's what I mean. Like, I wish we could share on a humble level. Rather than, I'm talking about people that put themselves on this pedestal. I know all the answers now. Yeah. You're not the oracle. Yeah. You haven't even lived all of your life yet.
I'd never give anybody advice like what I say is the be all and end all. I just give you like my perspective and do what you want with it.
And I think it's so important to look at different people's perspectives.
Yeah.
Because it's all an experience.
Yeah.
What I've experienced in life is different to you, and that's
Yeah,
made
yeah.
me who I am and you who you are.
And
we can exchange.
Work for you that won't work for me.
It's just the whole, I'm going to sit online and tell you how you should live your life.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. But again, some people care more than others, don't they? In the wrong way. Right, okay. So, I'm going to, to come away from all of that, I'm going to bring up a pet hate of mine that I might have, I'm not purposely trying to offend anybody, but I mean, if
this is one of them, not being funny, but
yeah, if you fall in the firing line, I'm kind of sorry and I'm kind of not. If you're oversensitive to things, maybe you should start watching now. So, a pet hate of mine, and it's more of I think it's a UK thing. I don't think this applies to international.
Mm-hmm.
Women's hen parties.
Hen parties?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, a lot of British female hen parties are cringe as fuck. And do you know when it's not a big deal, but then when you notice something is cringe as fuck, then it really kind of...
Are you talking about like the themes and the...
Yeah, so...
Screaming down Broad Street? And
not that kind of stuff. Like, obviously, you go out with your girls, you know, have a good time, whatever. You know, go and have a good time. I'm not... It's not that I'm against hen parties in general. Certain things in hen parties.
Okay.
So, the blow-up doll. How do you feel about... Do you know what it is, right? Years and years and years, men have heard women say, men are immature. Women are so much more mature than men. And then you look at women on a hen party and you're like, don't ever say that. Like, they parade with...
How many hen parties have you been to?
I've been to zero, but you know, you see them on social media.
So we're building this opinion of social media.
Yeah,
interesting.
1 minute.
Please do explain.
Am I not seeing females parade around with a blow-up doll? Or do you know what the other one that really bothers me is? The L plate. Have you seen the L plate?
Yeah. Those are just...
even you know, it's shit.
I mean, I would not do any of these things.
Okay.
At my hen party. However,
don't you think
I'm going to be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Do men not go to strip clubs on their stag do's?
Do you know what? Women have this perception that all men go to strip clubs, and I'm not joking. I can't remember the last time I heard a bunch of guys say to me that they went to a strip club on a stag party.
But even stag parties have certain traditions. Like, I've seen guys dressed as superheroes or they'll all wear t-shirts saying bullshit, and it's like it's some, I don't know where this, maybe it's a UK thing, I don't know where this cheesy tradition come from to do all of this. I don't even like the idea behind it anyway, because it's like, why do you need one last blowout before you get married? What do you miss about? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me. So, I'm going to be drunk and disorderly and a complete mess the night before my
You don't
wedding.
need to do that. Like, you can go out. I'm not like a big drinker, so if I went out when I eventually have a stag, I wouldn't plan to get absolutely shit-faced to the point where I can't stand, because I don't like doing that anyway. But it's just one of them things where, like, you just kind of...
I think it's a British thing.
What, the cringe?
Yeah.
So, the thing that annoys me more than the blow-up doll and the L plate is penis straws. You ever had a penis straw? You ever had a penis straw?
No.
Good.
I haven't. I've seen them though.
It's like everything has to be like penis themed. Penis cupcakes. Someone told me that he saw girls with like a antlers, penis antlers,
but that's what I don't get. This whole undertone of it has to be this big blowout, and I'm sure by the time people are having hen do's and stag do's getting mad. getting married.
Yeah.
You've been in a relationship for a while, so why would you suddenly need a night to be like that?
But I'd hope they're not doing it to go and be single. They're not doing that, are they? Some of them are.
No, I don't. I don't know about that, but I think it is. I think they do treat it as like a big. It's like almost like a one last blowout, one last wild night out.
Yeah, but what's the obsession with like penis straws and everything penis related on a hen party?
Because now you're only gonna have one penis for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but if you weren't a slag, then that shouldn't bother you. Do you know what I mean? Like guys have got to deal with the same thing, but you don't see guys.
Yeah, and guys go to the strip club.
Nah,
I'm not letting you have this.
Nah.
Yeah, because you guys go on wild nights out. You all have your
I've never
t-shirts that match.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I've never seen a guy with like a vagina straw.
Because they don't do them.
I'm sure you could get them done if you wanted them. Everything's made.
No, but instead they go to strip clubs
Not,
to look at.
yeah, but do you know how many guys I know that don't go
Or
to
they
strip
go on a lad's holiday.
for a stag? But
Yeah.
girls go on girls' holidays for hen parties. I know loads of them that did it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what's the obsession with girls and penis-related things? Like penis straws for their hen party. And what I'm saying is, it's just cringe as
You've
fuck.
just got really something against these penis straws.
No, because I find it like insulting when women say that
What are you insulted by?
that men are immature and then they parade around with blow-up dolls of men and
On
penis
one
straws.
night.
Yeah, but it's just ridiculous. And the other thing that winds me up as well is when they go everywhere in a veil. Like, you're the bride, we get it, you've got your bride ribbon on.
Why are you hating on hen parties so bad?
It's just something that's like been a pet hate of mine for a while.
Yeah.
I'm allowed it though, surely.
Yeah, I mean, we can all have pet hates, but
Yeah.
I think it's just, I think it's meant to be over the top and cheesy on purpose. Like,
Is
it? Yeah, it's like one of those, like, I think, again, as British, this might be a part of British culture, because I always struggle with what's British culture.
I don't think it's culture of anybody else's.
I mean, because nobody else would want to claim it, but I think it is meant to be like a last hurrah, like let's be as over the top as possible,
Okay.
and before you go and do something serious.
Okay.
It's meant to be a bit of fun. No crazy stag do for you in the future.
I go out with my friends and whatever, and we'd, go to a club or whatever. But I've got no intention of going to a strip club.
That's what you think, but I bet your friends would.
No. There's a lot of guys and a lot of my friends and cousins and stuff like that would be on my stag. We're not into that kind of stuff anyway. I think if you're past the age of 25 and you're still going to strip clubs, I think, I don't know. I just feel like it's a phase that I absolutely definitely grew out of.
What did you go to a strip club for?
When you're young, you want to experience it, don't you? You want to.
What are you going to experience?
What it's like, because you know that guys do it.
Yeah, but what do you like about the strip club?
Well, I don't. So that's why I don't go anymore.
When you went to the strip club,
yeah.
What did you like to go to the strip club
Attractive
for?
women,
Like,
innit?
But there's attractive women everywhere.
Exactly. That's why I don't go anymore. But when
So
you're young,
what was your motivation?
when you're young, you're
going to the
curious,
strip
aren't
club?
you?
What do you get from it?
Well, not much, because that's why I don't go. But what I'm saying is, when you're young, you're curious. But what I'm saying is, I, on my stag, would not go to a strip club. And I tell my guys, I absolutely don't want to go to a strip club because I've got no intention of that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Each to their own. But then there's women go to fucking Chippendale and get smashed by the male strippers.
So strip club culture is such a big thing, but as soon as females,
no, you're putting
you've got a problem with
you're
females
putting words in my mouth, because
going to Chippendales and
yeah, but I'm not saying.
What is it, Chocolate City or something like that?
I don't know.
I haven't been, but
yeah, I don't know. Fucking hell. I'm saying that. I just said to you, after the age of 25, I think it's a bit, of guys going. So it's not just about girls. I'm saying it. Same thing applies for guys. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's all right for saying it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're putting words in my mouth. Yeah, so yeah, the veil thing, I just think it's just don't do it. Like imagine a guy walking around on his stag in his cravat and waistcoat for the whole time. Everything he did, he went in his cravat and waistcoat. Be
I know.
Wouldn't it be cringe as fuck?
It is cringy. I know that. I mean, I'm requesting from now. If I ever do get married, there will be no penis straws, and
Well done.
I'm not going to wear a veil. But I can understand like why they do behave like that. I went on a hen do this year, and she was the same. No penis straws, no strippers, no nothing.
Well done. We'll have a quick 10 minutes. Do you know what the butterfly effect is?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Don't you think
Cause and effect?
Yeah, so my grandmother was telling me and my sister the other day a story about when she came to England from Cyprus. She was like 14 and she was staying with her uncle in London. And his boss's son, or somebody, who was a little bit older than her, really took a liking to her. And the rest of the story is irrelevant. I can't even remember what the rest of the story was. But I just thought, imagine if she liked that guy back and ended up with him. My dad and his siblings wouldn't have been born. So then me and my siblings wouldn't have been born. So every interaction I've ever had in 29 years wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't be here right now because this barbershop and this podcast wouldn't exist. All because my grandmother didn't like that guy. Don't you think that's weird?
I think it's amazing.
Don't you think it's mind-blowing?
I think that everything, and that's what I hold on to when times are bad. I think everything actually happens for a reason. So every good thing, every bad thing, it was always going to happen.
Yeah, but it's mad how one, like, to her, and obviously it's happened to us, people like us that we don't like or whatever, and it is what it is. But the actual effects of it...
But don't you think it's fate?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, imagine if that wasn't the case. Imagine if she did like that guy. Imagine if she's... Well, you are in control.
No, you're not. To a certain extent.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I believe that it's all written, but what I'm saying is, one different decision could impact literally generations. And people that don't even know that you ever existed. But, for example, me and you don't know the guy that liked my grandmother. And it's irrelevant for us to know him. But the decision that she made to not be with him has had an impact on this happening now. Do you know what I mean?
But that's what I find... I don't want to say scary, but like I do think about everything. I think that's why because I overthink and I worry about things anyway. So I always think, is this the right thing to do? Because this will change the course of events. Like
yeah, but obviously, like you said, if it's fate,
but that's what gives me comfort. It doesn't matter what I choose. It was meant to happen anyway.
Is that risky though?
What do you mean?
Because you could do some dumb shit and be like, oh yeah, it's fate.
But is it dumb?
There's some people that, for example, may play with fire, so to speak, in terms of, I'm just going to keep pushing it. And because they feel like it's already written, so they'll be safe. It's not going to have any other effect. But you keep pushing a certain something. You start doing dumb shit because you feel like, oh, you can get away with it.
Every action has a reaction though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do think that everywhere you end up, it doesn't matter what road you went down, you was meant to end up there.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't take comfort in anything because life is... We don't have control over life. I have control over myself, but I don't have no control over what's going to happen to me, those outside things, because you don't have control over anything but yourself.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you got control over yourself, but something that a choice you make today
Mm.
could impact somebody else generations down the line that has no connection to you just because of the choice you made. Not to say that it's a bad choice or a good choice, but it's just the fact that it has such a long-lasting impact. It's just, again, like I'm not trying to get anyone to feel a certain type of way about it. I just think it's just mind-blowing, isn't it?
It is, because you will never know.
No, no.
You will never know if that was the right thing to do, or what would have happened if you'd chose to not do it.
Yeah, but
That's how people go crazy, you know.
how?
Like, when you think about all these variables that you have no control over. So if I think, say for instance, I had a car crash last week. If I think, I never drive that way home after the school run.
Okay.
Let me tell you that.
Okay.
I just decided that this morning I was going to go to the post office to pick up my parcel.
Okay.
Could have done that in the afternoon.
Okay. Is this what really happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
This genuinely happened. So
Okay.
we dropped down into school, and there's normally a certain way that I go down. On that morning, because I'd had, like, you know when you have that card through the door that you need to collect your parcel.
Okay.
I'd had it for a good couple of days, and I thought, oh, let me just go get it this morning. So that made me drive a different way home.
Okay.
And driving that different way home
Yeah.
ended up in a car crash.
Yeah.
And the first thing I thought was, for fuck's sake, if I hadn't have said I was going to come to this post office,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the crash happened right before the post office,
Okay.
and thought, if I hadn't have gone this way, this wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have caused all this inconvenience in my
Yeah.
life right now.
Yeah.
But if I sat down and really, like, held that thought, it would turn me crazy.
Yeah.
It was meant to happen. For
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
reason,
I
I was
believe that.
meant to have
Yeah.
that car crash.
Years back, I skydived, and my parents were like, "Oh, what if something bad happens?" I'm like, "Look, if I'm meant to die, I'm gonna die on that day, whether I skydive or I don't." Do you know what I mean? So
It's scary.
I'm fascinating.
Yeah, but have you ever watched Black Mirror?
Yeah.
Have you watched the episode where...
I haven't watched all of it.
there was... Yeah, neither have I. I remember I watched one where it was like a timer, and when you met someone,
Oh.
you could know the length of that
Was
relationship.
that like that Tinder type of thing?
Yeah, yeah, and you knew, like, how long you were going to be seeing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
person,
yeah,
and
yeah.
if it was the one. That would drive you crazy if you knew that.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you just met a girl, you really liked her, and you looked at your timer and it said 2 weeks, you'd be like,
Oh yeah, you wouldn't put your all into it, would you?
but you could have learnt something from those 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You're not supposed to know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because then you can, if you can see into the future, this is why, like, when people say, "Oh, I'm going to go and have someone tell me my future or whatever," I don't agree with it, because I feel like now you're playing into what they're saying subconsciously.
Yeah.
People
you're
are like, "No, I'm not going to let it affect me," but subconsciously
you will
will.
live up to that. Yeah.
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 Because
I
then
do agree.
you're going to do something, you'll be like, "Hang on, what if?"
The psychic told me I was going to meet someone at a bar, so then you go into a bar every Friday night to try and meet this person.
Yeah.
You're trying to change the course
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
something that should be
Yeah.
natural. That's natural order. So it's
And
because
even-
we want to control everything.
Yeah, and even if it was true that you were going to meet this person at a bar, you might, I don't know, have to pick somebody up from somewhere one day, and they're next to a bar, and you meet them there. It doesn't mean that you were actually at the bar. Do you know what I mean?
It's all about fate. You don't have control over that shit.
Yeah.
And that's what people can't feel comfortable with.
I think that's the fun part, though. That's why, like, now I kind of really enjoy life, because I've got no idea what's going to happen. I mean, bad stuff could happen, but I don't look at it like that. I'm like, well, something really interesting, some amazing opportunity may come.
I mean, I
soon.
don't enjoy it, but I do take comfort in the fact that even when the bad stuff happens, I think, okay, I don't have control over this, and this was always going to happen. So now I have to deal with what comes next.
Yeah, but just as like, as true as it is that you're never you're only a split second away from disaster. You're a split second away from something amazing as well.
Different, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So some people look at it. I guess it's the glass half empty or half full type thing, isn't it? But I think like it's fun to know that next year may change my life for the better for some reason I can't even make a story up in my head about. Do you know what I mean? An opportunity may come for me that I had no idea even existed. It may not, and something bad may happen, but I don't.
You can't think about it either way.
No, but I find it fun that you don't know what's going to happen.
And that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people live in fear.
Yeah, but for example, if someone told me now you're going to live to 85 years old and your life's going to be this, this, and this.
If you could find out when you were going to die, would you find out?
I don't think I would.
No, I don't want to know.
Because imagine you're like, we're basically 29 pages into a book, yeah, right?
Tell everyone our ages.
I don't give a shit. So we're 29 pages into a book, and someone says at 83 it's going to end. It might end at 79. It might not. But imagine while you're reading the book, someone flips to the end and tells you what happens at the end.
I'd be furious.
Yeah, you'd be like, fuck's sake. Like, I feel like it'd be really cool to win the lottery because I could help like all my family and friends and stuff like that, and I could be on a yacht, and my podcast would be on a yacht with the Barber. But I think it'd be way cooler to make it myself. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like...
Do you feel like you have control over that?
I don't know. Maybe not. But do you know? Drake said, "I'm such a modern day. I'm such a modern day man because I'm about to."
Drake.
I'm gonna quote Drake. I never quote Drake. But he said in a song, "I guess we'll never know where Harvard gets us," because he was successful through music. He doesn't know that if he didn't get successful through music and he went to university, what direction he would have ended up at. But I feel like if I won the lottery tonight, well, I'm not because I didn't play it, but if I did, I'd be kind of pissed off that I didn't know if I could have made it without winning the lottery. So
why would you be pissed off at that?
Because I want to know. I want to know, with the hand I've been dealt in life, how far I can get without winning the lottery. Do you know? I'm just intrigued by it.
Do you think that is a flaw in humans, though? Like, you should be grateful.
No, I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't be grateful.
No, but you'd be wondering, oh, what could I have done what would I have been, or what would I have done if I hadn't have won the lottery? But you did win the lottery, and now your life is like this.
Yeah.
And you were meant to win the lottery, and now your life is like this. So why are we thinking about what it could have been? Why are we not just accepting, being present, and being happy with the fact, I won the lottery, and now my life is like this?
Because, again, it's
you
about...
just always want more?
No, it's not about wanting more. It's about the fact that I'm intrigued about what certain decisions and moves and risks and opportunities get me to the next step. And that's what's interesting to me, is right now, because I'm not a millionaire, what I do in my everyday life impacts my future in a risk type of way. If I make a bad decision, I could fuck up my business and everything and lose everything. But I kind of like the risk. I don't believe that's going to happen to me. That's why I'm confident. If I felt like I was on the fucking brink of what you call it, of bankruptcy, then I'd be scared. But I'm not scared. But I feel like if you told me what was going to happen, I'd be like, oh, that's, it's going to happen regardless of what I do. I don't want to know that. Do you know what I mean?
Because then you would start subconsciously living up to that.
Yeah. I just like the fact that I don't know what's going to happen. And maybe I'll just do something fucking crazy that will just, I don't know, impress me somehow. But on that note, to wrap up, what advice would you give 18-year-old Temira?
How long do you have?
Not very long at all. A minute.
I would say trust yourself.
Yeah.
And oh my God, 18-year-old me. I would just say, do you know what? But it's because my life would be so much more different if I knew then what I know now.
Well,
but I would just say,
that's what we've been talking about.
Love yourself and trust yourself.
Amen. If you could do anything in the world for work, regardless of skills and all of that kind of stuff, education, what would you do?
I'd be a teacher.
Would you?
Yeah.
What would you teach?
Life skills.
Life skills.
Yeah. I believe it's a new lesson that there should be.
Me rinsing the school system is a podcast for another day. If any listeners want to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can see the next bullet point. What, socials?
Yeah, socials. Unless you
actually starting a podcast. So
okay.
You can follow that.
What's the name of the podcast?
Tea and Toast Podcast.
Okay. At Tea and Toast Podcast, I'll put these links in the descriptions. Are you putting out your personal Instagram?
No, because I'm not going to accept strangers.
So I'm not going to tag you in these posts?
No, you can tag the podcast one because it's still going to be me.
But I'm not going to tag you?
And then you'll have my other one.
I've got your other one.
Yeah, you know the one that's deactivated? That will be reactivated for you, okay?
I'm confused, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Yeah. And when we've ironed this out after I stop filming, then we'll sort that. Are you on Twitter or anything?
No. Do you know what? I've really streamlined my social media.
Same. I don't have time for Twitter, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't have time.
Yeah. I used to do it a lot, not anymore. Anyway, thanks for coming through. Guys, please subscribe and like and share and follow Temira's podcast account, and you're filming next week.
I mean, you don't have to. But
no, you don't have to. But
don't want to tell you what to do.
When are you filming? When do you start?
It's going to be launched the start of 2020. We're starting fresh next year. We have already started filming and working on it, but you're not going to see anything till the start of 2020.
New year, new you, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Our socials will be there somewhere. I'll put it they might not be. Last time I forgot to put that one with my sister. Yeah, my because I'm going to start putting these on Spotify and stuff. So if you're not watching, you won't see whatever's going to be there now. So my Instagram is @Bandam. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Don't be. There's people that don't have YouTube accounts. It's 2019, nearly 2020.
I mean, I didn't.
Oh, you're rubbish.
You just watch YouTube, and then it starts to ask you like, "Who are you? Are you a guest? Sign in." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, well, make an account and follow me is basically what I'm saying. My name's Nicolaou, Temira in the chair with the barber. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and you'll see me soon. Yeah.
Ciao.
Sound.